Thank you for selecting North Carolina to begin your nursing career. The mission of the North Carolina Board of Nursing is to protect the public by regulating the practice of nursing. The purpose of this video is to guide you through the North Carolina Board of Nursing's licensure application process. The following will be reviewed during this video. First, 3 types of graduates, requirements based on the type of program. Second, requirements prior to approval for the National Council Licensure Examination, or NCLEX. Third, requirements prior to a license being issued. And fourth, application step-by-step instructions. And finally, commonly asked licensure questions. There are 3 categories of graduates. First, graduates of a North Carolina pre-licensure nursing education program. Second, graduates of an out-of-state nursing program. Third, internationally educated nursing graduates. The requirements for the 3 graduate categories differ slightly in the type of acceptable evidence of program completion. If you completed a North Carolina approved pre-licensure nursing education program, the program director will verify your program completion with the North Carolina Board of Nursing within 30 days of completion of program requirements. You do not need to submit a transcript if you graduated from a North Carolina approved pre-licensure nursing education program. If you completed an approved pre-licensure nursing program in another state, you must request from your school an official transcript be sent to the North Carolina Board of Nursing. We accept electronic transcripts as well as hard copies. The transcript must come directly from the school. The North Carolina Board of Nursing will not accept a transcript submitted by the student. If you completed an international nursing program, your credentials must be evaluated by an approved independent credentialing body, such as International Education Evaluations Incorporated, or the Commission on Graduates of Foreign Nursing Schools. A credentials report will be directly submitted to the North Carolina Board of Nursing. Additionally, evidence of English proficiency is required. Visit the board's website at NCBON.com for approved English proficiency examination vendors. So what are the requirements for getting approval for NCLEX? After the appropriate documents have been received, reviewed, and approved by the North Carolina Board of Nursing, there are specific requirements to continue the process of becoming licensed in North Carolina. To be licensed in North Carolina, you must complete a criminal background check, have a valid Social Security number, and pass the National Council Licensure Examination, or NCLEX. Before we get to the application, let's first look at the qualifications. To be eligible to take the exam, you must have completed an approved licensed practical nurse or registered nurse program and meet the educational requirements. You will not be eligible to sit for the exam until the following are completed. First, creation of a profile in the nurse portal located at NCBON.com. Second, submission of the appropriate application based on your education. Third, submission of the application fee. Fourth, submission of evidence of program completion. And finally, receipt of verification of payment to the third-party test vendor. What are the requirements to get a license in North Carolina? The criminal background check and Social Security number are not required for testing, but are required for licensure. Just because you pass the NCLEX does not guarantee licensure. You must have a Social Security number, as well as a criminal history background check report, reviewed by the North Carolina Board of Nursing staff prior to licensure. Both requirements may delay issuance of a license. Normally, a license is issued 7 to 10 business days following the NCLEX test date. Prior to starting your licensure application with the North Carolina Board of Nursing, go to the board's website under the tab Licensure and read the section Licensure by Examination to learn more about the process and the documents that will be required during the application process. Taking the time to read about licensure by examination will hopefully reduce the amount of time it will take for you to complete the appropriate application. After reading about the licensure by examination requirements and process, now it's time to access the nurse portal to begin your application. Go to the main page on the North Carolina Board of Nursing's website and click the icon Nurse Portal. Before you are given access to an application, you must establish a profile, which includes creating a username and password. Be sure to keep this username and password in a secure location for future access to the nurse portal. Once you create the profile, you will be given access to the application based on your responses. Be sure to select the appropriate program type, LPN versus RN, prior to moving forward with the application. Remember, fees are non-refundable and cannot be transferred. You cannot apply to take the RN registered nurse exam if you completed an LPN licensed practical nurse program. Prior to proceeding any further in the application, carefully review your information to verify the information provided on the application is accurate. After completing the steps in the application, the next step is completing the criminal background history application. Please make sure to follow the instructions in the application. You must get your fingerprints rolled from an agency authorized to do fingerprints. If you are in-state, fingerprints may be submitted electronically. Out-of-state applicants must mail a hard copy of their fingerprints to the address on the instructions. After the criminal background check information is entered, it is now time to enter your payment information. The North Carolina Board of Nursing only accepts Visa or MasterCard. After entering your payment information, review your confirmation page and print a copy for your records. This serves as your receipt. North Carolina Board of Nursing does not issue the Authorization to Test, or ATT. Once you're declared eligible for testing, the testing venue will issue the ATT. This process typically takes between 3 to 5 business days of eligibility. You will receive your ATT via the email address provided on the application. Make sure the email address you enter is one you check regularly and will have access to after your graduation. Once you receive the ATT, you are free to schedule the exam at a time and location convenient for you. Once you test, the result must be certified and electronically submitted to the North Carolina Board of Nursing. Your application will then be reviewed for completeness, including your Social Security number and CBC. Once you're licensed, we encourage you to sign up for e-Notify. This is the free service offered by the National Council of State Board of Nursing that will alert you via email should there be any changes in the status of your license, including renewal. In addition, the North Carolina Board of Nursing sends out emails 90, 60, and 30 days prior to the expiration of your license. Your initial license will be issued for 13 to 24 months and renewable every 2 years thereafter during your birth month. North Carolina does not issue a hard copy license. Employers must verify the status of your license online. All applicants have 24-hour access to their information through the nurse portal. You can check the status of your application, update your address, email, or phone number, submit a name change, or request licensure status changes. Applications with a pending status denote the application is under review or waiting for additional information. The responsibility to keep the board updated on your address, email, and phone number is yours as a licensed nurse in North Carolina. Any changes to this information should be updated in the nurse portal within 30 days of the change. The contact information submitted by you is how the board would contact you if needed. How often does North Carolina allow a student to retake the NCLEX? Should you be unsuccessful in the first write of the exam, you may reapply as necessary. The National Council of State Boards of Nursing requires a 45-day waiting period between test dates. How long does the licensure application process take? Once all documents are received, applicants are usually made eligible for testing within 3 to 5 business days. Applicants will receive authorization to test from the test vendor via the email address you enter on the application. You must schedule your exam within 6 months of your authorized date. Exams cannot be scheduled outside this window. Fees are non-refundable. Thank you for watching this video on obtaining a nursing license in North Carolina. The board's goal for this video is to assist you during your licensure application process. If there are questions that are not answered during this video, please visit the North Carolina Board of Nursing's website at ncbon.com for additional information, or contact the board's exam department staff at examdept@ncbon.com.